DESIblitz.com.
It's a disastrous, really. I mean, we're just really finding it hard to cope, basically. So it's really hard. It's hit us hard. Because I think as wedding whole, especially our shop, we have had orders and people haven't picked their orders up because they don't know when the wedding is. The wedding's been cancelled. We've had weddings which people don't even know if they're going to have a wedding, forget about, let alone being cancelled. So, yeah, it's hit us really, really hard.
It's really gone horrible, to be honest. And it's all of a sudden, it's just down by day, it's going down and down and down. It's just like feel like that. And even you can see on the road as well, it's completely gone. So basically, the businesses are affecting a lot. If I see that, it's a lot of loss. We are facing a lot of difficulties to survive well on the shops, and the expenses are the same anyway.
It's is everybody, obviously is struggling. Our suppliers anyway, they're very upset in that position and that situation, because they never, the courier company, they never obviously they're doing it properly. They're limited, obviously, they're sending the product in this country. So that's why, we are, both struggling at the moment.
So everything has been affected, especially the supply of the stock from India has been affected badly. Because we have no generation of cash at the moment.
फर्क ये पे कि कुछ भी सेल नहीं है हुण मतलब 25% सेल रह गई है साड़ी ते ਅਸੀਂ फिर भी हिम्मत नहीं आ रहे हैं क्योंकि पूरी दुनिया लड़ रही है कोविड नाल साडे बिजनेस ते बहुत ज़्यादा असर पिया जिहदे बिजनेस बिल्कुल स्लो हो गया बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो हो गया लोगों ਨੂੰ बहुत डर लगता है साडा सारा वेडिंग ते है ड्रेसेस है साड़ी ब्राइडल है
The impact has been massive. Don't forget, we've got weddings that get cancelled that were booked from March 2020. The Asian market, on average, spends between 50 to 80,000 pound a year, and that's just on weddings.
The spending power of the consumer has gone really low. People are not really keen to spend a lot of money on weddings, on their outfits. So I think it has affected us in a very strong way. But keeping in mind that we are focusing more on the positive impact rather than on the negative ones.
Is there any light at the end of the tunnel at the moment? I can't see it. But the impact is had on us is absolutely got no words. No words can really relate to how we feel, what we're going through. Financially, we've been hit really, really hard. First of all, no government grants didn't help us out. The government did not help us out at all. We've asked the local council to help us out. Emails, letters, they don't want to know. But at the end of the day, we've still got bills to pay. Our mortgages still got to get paid. And it's not just hit us, it's like a chain reaction. It's hit a lot of people in our business.
So it's been a major impact on our business and our daily life, to be honest with you. Also, what I realized that our profits gone completely down. You can say roughly more than 50-60%. At the beginning, we tried to do the best thing for everybody, really, okay? Because the deposit really is our everyday salary for us. That's how we live on. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, if we give deposits back to every single client, we're going to get bankrupt. And that's honest fact, really, okay? So what we've done is spoke to a lot of clients. Majority have moved days forward. The ones who haven't, who have actually said, look, we're not going ahead with the function at all, we offer alternatives. Like obviously fine, we can either do a small function for you at your house, or you can use the deposit for the future bookings. Any family, friends, member of even your own wedding again, a couple of years time, we still can use that deposit. Okay. Or other option that we give them to is that fine, if you want to give us some time and then we can either do something for you, but we can't give the money back to you.
It's parties, weddings. That's part and parcel of venues. Without weddings, there's nothing, holds nothing really. And just seeing people dressing up, dancing, seeing brides, grooms. I miss it.
On the catering side, is absolutely devastating. One by one, they've all rearranged or they've cancelled, and we've lost out so much on our booking side, and we had to refund people a lot of the deposits that we took last year. It's actually devastating. The catering side has been.
The sales have gone down, dramatically. We can't even cover our running costs at the moment. I can't meet supply demands. Therefore, suppliers are then going to look for other businesses. Also, I can't keep up with the payments. So everything I had ordered beforehand, before COVID, I have to honour that agreement. So while those items come to the UK, I can't afford to pay them back.
I mean, where we mainly do Asian weddings, we mainly do that. That's what we're specialists in. And obviously it's dropped by 50%, I'd say. And that's quite a lot. Like customers, their weddings have stopped. They've had to take their money back. We've had to refund. Orders have been cancelled. It has made a big impact, I'd say.
Everybody who did book a wedding have cancelled or moved it forward. We can't be proactive because nobody's getting married. Nobody's planning weddings because nobody can plan because nobody knows when they can get married. So until the government give us direction, we as an industry are completely on hold.
I can't tell you how I truly feel, but I'm gutted at the moment, absolutely gutted, waking up knowing that we've spent a lot of money on this venue and we can't open the doors to the public. And that's more frustrating than anything. And at the end of the day, we still got to survive. We still got bills to pay. But where they're coming from, how we're going to get these bills paid, we don't know.
With Asian weddings itself is more of an impact of calling a whole family of more than 500,000 people. It has to be done that way because it is in a culture that you have to invite all your family, everyone around you, your family and friends. But due to the impact of COVID-19 and the limitations, people are more concerned about their family who are close to them, and they're focusing more on what's real and what's natural and people who really mean to them. Rather than calling everyone around the world, they're calling just the people who are really close to them. And I think in a way it has made a more genuine approach to weddings, how it was back in the days.
Personally, the world is changed forever. I don't think the world is going to go back. The limitations will, even if the government leaves, if the government says tomorrow that people can get married, I think people mentally have got to a situation where they can have smaller weddings, and there's not the money about anymore because of the COVID. People have lost their jobs, lost their incomes, so nobody's going to have that big wedding. Even the Asian community are cutting back. So for weddings for the future are going to be small, thoughtful. Maybe the 500 weddings will be 100, 150 or 100 people, immediate family and immediate friends.
ਵਿਆਹ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਚੱਲਣਗੇ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਹ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਲੋਕ ਲੇਟ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉਹ ਵਾਈਫਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਜੋ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਵੈਂਕਟ ਹਾਲ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੁੱਕ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ
Okay, I believe that the future industry is not going to go very powerful because people are going to get used to that circumstances that they have to do the limitation on the wedding. They have to be very limited with the budget. They have to be very limited with the people as well. I think they're going to go all used to what they have been surviving in 2020.
The people, our mostly customer, they obviously still contact with us, and they're thinking we're asking the customer anyway. Our community, the Asian people mostly, they're changing the planning. They're just only doing the one function at the moment, and maybe in future they said just only one function at the moment, and they never obviously spending lots of money because of this situation. Everybody's struggling,
As far as the Asian community is concerned, I don't know how it's going to react in the future. People are now even less prone to spending. They're not spending a lot as they should be.
And that eventually is affecting our business because we sell like a luxurious item on the hand, but it's not happening anymore. So in the future, I really can't say how's the prospects of the weddings going to go on.
The way we run the place, this venue, Manor Grove, limitations are going to hurt us. It's as simple as that. It's always going to hurt us. When you're used to, like I said, you're used to having 300, 400, 500 plus people, having limitations cut to the bare minimum, it's affecting everybody. It's affecting our catering side, because we've had to cut them down. The chefs, the waiters being cut down, our bar staff are being cut down. It's just, it's a horrible place and environment at the moment.
Okay, and I think they are going to carry on because weddings, everybody's going to have to get married. They will carry on, but in a smaller scale. So again, obviously, small scales means obviously less profit, less business, less money coming in. So that obviously will impact on people's lives too, because if they got certain money coming past 5-10 years, suddenly it drops, that will hit them. But again, that's why I'm expecting, I think. See, I'll be honest with you, I mean, with 100 people, obviously it'll be financially it'll be less, obviously. It won't be very high volumes, obviously, but I personally think that with 100 people, it'll be good. Again, as long as the venues can open, I think we should be fine. But obviously, yes, it will impact on us on the financial side. But obviously, we have to look at alternatives, like see what else can we do to, again, do something related to some business, so this carries on with it, you know what I mean, to help out supporters.
I don't think people are going to have weddings. They're going to have just like small home do's or just like a restaurant do. So when we've ordered a lot of outfits from India, heavy ones, people won't want to wear them. We don't know what we're going to do with them. I mean, people want to wear simple outfits. They're not going to want to wear heavier outfits. They won't want to spend.
People are offering now to do a virtual wedding. That won't be happening as much because people don't want to spend that extra cash on a virtual wedding. They want to have interaction with their guests. They want to cater for them, especially in the Asian wedding industry. And they would rather spend that money on the look of their wedding, on their holidays, rather than doing an online virtual meet.
Even if you do a small wedding of 100 people, the venues fine might drop the money a certain amount, but still they will charge you. Same with us, like decor. Where we don't work on like, from one chair. We don't work like that, you know what I mean? So obviously we have a minimal cost. So whichever way, even for 100 people, I think people might say, okay, fine, let's do one day, do a nice lavish wedding for 100 people, and do for one day, and that will divide the cost between 2 people. So I reckon that might be happening too, you see, okay? But to go on for a couple of days, weeks, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure.
They are more keen of getting married and getting the marriage out of the way. So if they have 3 events, there are more chances of COVID as well. There are more risk of the corona to spread as well. So they are focusing more on the one-day event. And it's not just because of COVID-19, due to their consumer due to their spending power has gone low. So they keep this thing in their mind as well. And they want to spend, rather than spending on 3 outfits, they would rather spend on 1 outfit and get the wedding out of the way.
I think they're going to change a lot. I think it's just going to be like where they be at 3-4 days of weddings, and they be at 3-4 different days where people 3-4 different days, they wear different items, different stuff. Even like, I think it's just going to be just a wedding day. So a nikah and a wedding day.
People's outlook has changed. Well, it's been forced to change with COVID, and where you had quite a large gathering for a wedding. Our Asian weddings went on for quite a substantial amount of people in various big venues. It was unbelievable the way things were happening with weddings. If this carries on the way it has, our cash flow is going to be depleted. That we haven't got any anyway. But then we'll have to make a business decision whether to continue this way or close it down.
We might be here 2021, but think about 2022. It's a very obvious answer to this. It's going to be very, very difficult. I'm not sure we will be in the market, but we're just coping with it. I can't just say we're going to be out of the market instantly, but gradually, if these conditions go on, So it won't be like 2-3 years. Lots of business are going to go down, including mine. I'm not saying that I'm going to go right on top, but that's what's happening. Because I am telling you this as a part of the day-to-day sales basis. My sales, not just my sales. If you consider every single business in the UK or in my trade, every single sales have gone down. Every single business sales have gone down, not just mine. So we are concerned about the future.
The format's going to change. It's going to be a smaller format. Less money is going to be spent on weddings. Our industry is going to suffer. Obviously, suits, wedding dresses, jewelry, any business which does luxury and supports high-end, occasional wear. We're in a situation where we're not going to grow for another year or two, and growth is going to be very slow and steady. So we just want to survive this awful time that we're in, and I think we just have to concentrate and just survive, really.
When it comes to a wedding event, you can carry out better social distancing than you can at a restaurant. With a wedding, when you book a wedding, you can book a bigger venue. You can reduce the guests. You can keep better social distancing, and you can carry out an amazing event. Rather than you lining up at a restaurant, having a 2-for-1 deal, or cramming every person in a restaurant and then having them rioting outside is not going to help anyone. There's only going to cause more problems and more issues. Whereas a wedding, you can have restrictions, you can keep distancing, you can have more law and order.
As a confident person, before we used to be very confident that this is gonna run and this is a very fast business to run anyway. But now I don't think so, because I believe that this has to end probably. I don't know. You don't know what's gonna be the solution, and you don't know what's gonna be the future.
I'm hoping the government will use the same strategy that they've used for restaurants and bars and pubs to say to the catering industry, yes, you can open, but with strict rules. I mean, I don't know why they can't say on a one table you can have one family. Yeah, you might have 10 tables, which is 100 people. So bringing the government back to say open up the industry, but maybe at 100, 150 people. That's what I'm hoping for them to say. Anything less than that, it's not going to work for us.
We're hoping for the restrictions to be lifted. I think if venues, hospitality sectors are open, then wedding businesses like myself will be back in full flow. Because people have the venue, they'll have the people, they'll have their families around them, their friends around them. And with that, then we get the sales.
To do more, I think the government should say, okay, fine, look, let's open the venues in COVID situations. Obviously, let them do for 100 people, 50 people, and as like restaurants have. And that will obviously help us too, because at the moment, the restrictions they've got is not happening at all at the moment.
Governments need to help us. You need to at least, for weddings to go ahead, if you've got a wedding venue that can cater for a lot more, keep your OSBs in, but let people have at least 100, 200 people at a wedding so we can survive. So people will want to dress up for other people. I mean, people dress up for other people. If there's nobody there, nobody's going to dress up. People are going to keep it really simple, and we're not going to be able to survive.
More grey hairs are coming, and sleepless nights are just all the time. Just don't sleep at night. We don't know what's going to happen. We just nightmares and sleepless nights, and me and my wife, we don't know really. Seriously, we'll have to sit down one day and have a family meeting and decide whether we're still going to be running this business or are we going to be looking to close this business.
It's going to be a lot of fight, a lot of blood, sweat and probably tears, but we're going to stand our ground and we're not going to go until our last breath.